Hello everyone, Neorashi here, and I guess it's finally time that I talk into greater details about my trip to Japan. I've talked about it quite a bit in my episode 2 of My Story with, because I spent a couple hours in several laid back camp related places. But um, voted by some of my friends at the My Clueless First Friend you, Discord server, I decided it was time that again I talked about more into more details. So I stayed there. I stayed in Japan a total of 16 nights, and I'd say 14 days and 16 nights because I arrived quite late on the first night and left. Well, I on the day of my departure, I left in late afternoon, but I went to the airport like in right after lunchtime. So yeah, so maybe 15 days in total, I guess, and 16 nights. So I'm going to separate this video in 16 chapters, which is not exactly all 16 days 16 nights I've been in Japan. I'm actually not going to talk about the day I left because literally nothing happened. So, yeah. So, um, how it's gonna work is basically each, except for the first chapter, each chapter will represent one day. Chapter one will uh, include 3 days instead of one, but you will see why. Also, um, any photos that I put in the photos that you will see that involve people I know, and I will censor their face. There's gonna be three people who are gonna be on the photos that you will be about to see, and I censor their faces. So don't be surprised if you see a couple of photos with like a big red spot in it. Anyway, so I think it's time to start with chapter one, leaving for Japan, which happened between August 22 to August 24 in 2024. Let me just pull up the photos. So, uh, I think you can. Okay, that I should be doing this. All right. So, basically the night before I left, I was working. Um, I was working at my job, so I didn't want. I had prepared everything except like one of my bags. So I didn't. I did all my dishes at at home. I really didn't want to leave anything because one of my supervisor at work and one of my friends also from work would be coming um, to my house to take care of my cat. So this was the lunch um, this was the lunch I bought. I ordered from my usual place. So yeah. And this, I don't know why I took this picture of my arm. Oh yeah, I got a sunburn like the day before I left. I got a sunburn. I probably sent this to uh, my stepsister. Oh wait, you cannot see the photo of my arm, can you? Okay. Let me try something again. Oh, okay, I see what happens. Okay. Okay, now okay, yeah, this is the photo of my arm that I sent my sister. And I took a couple photos of my cat before I left because I wouldn't be seeing him for almost for over 2 weeks. And before I left before I left Quebec City to Montreal for my first segment of the trip, I actually went to work. Not because I was working, but because um, like August 23rd would be this girl's last day at my work, and this is one of the few um, evening shift receptionists that I really got along with. So I told her beforehand that since my bus to Montreal was leaving at 10 p.m., I told her that I would be coming for a quick visit at around 8:30, 9 p.m. to see her for one last time. And then I got into the bus. This is me sitting, just sat on my bench, and I took this photo 1 minute before we left. And this is the Montreal airport, the Montreal Trudeau airport. And this is me sipping on my last Tim Horton uh, ice cap I would be getting for the next 2 weeks. And this is me playing a game on my Nintendo Switch. I took a couple photos. You will see some photos of me, uh, me playing video games uh, in this video. So I sent this to a friend. I wanted to show this to a friend, so that's why I took this photo. And this is me arriving in Calgary because basically my trip was 3 segment, um, from Quebec to Montreal by bus, from Montreal to Calgary by plane, and then Calgary to Tokyo by plane as well. Well, to Narita by plane, and then I guess, oh yes, yeah. Sorry, my cat was doing something I didn't want him to. And yeah, basically I had the fourth segment, which was Narita to Tokyo by train, but I digress. So this is me in the plane towards Tokyo. No, was this? No, this was me in the plane toward Calgary. Some of these photos seems to be out of order. This was taken in Calgary. This was also taken in Calgary. And yeah, this is me right at, near the gate to the plane that will bring me to Tokyo. I didn't take a lot of photo in the plane, but yeah, I had some fun with the little screen I had. I also watched a couple episodes of Big Bang Theory. Those were my first episode of Big Bang Theory I ever watched, and that show is funny as hell. I had seen a lot of clips thanks to YouTube and um, Facebook Shorts, but this plane was the first time I got to watch episode of that show. Um, this was a movie that I could have watched but didn't feel like watching, so I remember taking a photo of this to remember the title so I can check on Anime Planet what was this movie about. And this was the meal that I got. Some noodles that were not too bad considering it's made of stuff I usually don't like, and this snacks here was actually pretty solid. Was pretty good. So we landed in Narita, and after we landed in Narita, we were stuck in the plane for over an hour because a lot of flights from Narita were delayed because of a storm that had just passed. So finally, I got in Japan in on early evening of August 24. So very welcoming, honestly. This were I was using I wanted to use cash most of the time, so I went to like every day, or well, maybe every 36 hour on average. I went to one of the 7-Eleven ATMs, and always took 10,000 yen each each day. So those were my first 10,000 yen. That's why I took a photo, because I wanted to show, hey, look, I have Japanese money now. This was me, and I didn't take any photo of the train, like the on Narita Express. I didn't take any photos because I was too busy dealing with something related to my bank. So I was using my. I had to switch back between like my SIM that I bought in Japan and the my like main phone account. So I spent most of the time on my phone. And honestly, when I did the trip back to Narita on the day I left, I saw more stuff, and it wasn't especially like exciting. Like I've seen more exciting uh, I've seen more exciting scenery while going to La Tuque and Halifax by train. So this Tokyo Guest House was the place that I stayed for all the nights I spent in Tokyo, and it was a really nice place. And me and my brother pretty much uh, guaranteed to go back to uh, Japan within the next 2 years. And if we stay even just one day in Tokyo, this will definitely be the place I would be staying at again. I love that place. It was also really close to, let me just show you on Google Maps. Uh, so was where is Kita City? It's close to Adachi City, I think. Yeah, Kita City. So, oh, my computer is very slow. Oh, I think I zoomed into. So, there's OG Station right here, and the hotel is right here. So it was like a 4 minutes walk. Even with my poor sense of direction, I actually never got lost. And I'm the kind of guy who sometimes gets lost even while looking at Google Maps. Anyway, um, yeah, this is a bar that was closed. That was about halfway between um, OG Station and my hotel. And this was to show to a friend of mine who you will see in not too long. You'll see what I mean. And he laughed when I sent him that. So any any otaku tourist to Japan wants to try one of these. At least I think so. It's one of those melon pan, melon bread from 7-Eleven, and those were fucking delicious. That was my first snack in Japan, and I freaking loved it. This is just me walking in Tokyo, and that's it for that's it for chapter one. Now for chapter two, my first day in Japan. August 25, 2024. So again, let me get the photos. Sorry, I'm doing this like it's like the most basic editing you can do on OBS. So sorry about my lack of good editing skill. So this was the first. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Um, I arrived in Japan. I arrived at my hotel at around 8 p.m. after not having slept for over 36 hours, and I somehow couldn't go to bed. I couldn't sleep until 2 a.m. I woke up at 7:30. I only slept 5 hours, and it was probably the adrenaline or something like that. But I didn't feel tired at all, which was pretty cool. I did end up getting an energy drink, but not not for like a few hours after this. But this was my first drink that I bought on the 25th of August. And that one, don't remember the taste, but I remember it being freaking delicious. This was just an ad for Yamanashi, and since I'm really interested with Yamanashi, obviously I took a photo of that. So this was me in the train. Um, this was me leaving the train. Yeah, I was leaving the train. I think this was in Akihabara. Yeah, that was in Akihabara. I went on my own to Akihabara and again went to 7-Eleven. Couple photo of me in Akihabara. Uh, my trip to Japan was when I really got interested in Is the Yoga Rabbit. Before that, I was interested in the characters, and I did see some clips from the anime on YouTube. But my trip to Japan was like what cranked my interest for that series by like 1,000%. That's why in my first episode of my story with I mentioned that almost immediately after I came back to from Japan, I started collecting the anime. But yeah, I took some photo of like there's always anime girl ads about practically everything in Japan, especially in Tokyo. So I went to, I don't remember what this was. I think, oh, that was in close to Ueno. At that point, I had joined my friend that that at that time was living in Japan for a year, but he actually comes from France. So I spent a couple of hours with my friend from France. So we went to Ueno, in the area around Ueno, and then we went back to my hotel. We took the selfie, and then we parted way. We wanted to go to a festival the same day, but we ended up not going to. And as you can see, he is a pretty huge fan of uh, Demon Girl Next Door, which I respect because I'm not a huge fan of that series, but I do like that series. This was a magazine that I bought. I really wanted to get one of those magazines that show the latest manga chapters, and because I cannot read Japanese, I just went with the one with the cute anime girls on the cover. Um, I think I think this girl doesn't even appear in the chapter that are included in this magazine. And then I joined my brother. Actually, when by the time I parted way with my friend at my hotel, my brother actually had just checked in, but he tricked me into telling me that he missed his flight or something like that. But then um, in the late afternoon, we joined and walked around Tokyo. So I took a couple more photo of ads, and we went into the Tokyo Station area, and I took a couple of photos. I said a couple, but was like just one or two. I took less photo. There are some area where I took a lot less photo than I expected I would be taking. I really wanted to experience more like the actual city than having to look at it through my phone screen. And I sent this to a friend who is a huge fan of Kirby. And when I saw that this pastry shop had some Kirby stuff, I knew he would like this, so I sent the photo to him. And this brings a conclusion to chapter 2. So now, chapter 3, exploring Tokyo, uh, mainly with my brother. So for the third time, let me get the photos. Um, this day, oops, I think yeah, I accidentally skipped a day. Um, this day was where I started to take more photos. So there's probably I don't remember the number of photos, but I know this day is going to have a few more photos. So once again, anime ads. Although this one, I think this one is in. Oh, it's a Blue Archive. I didn't know this until now, but it's a Blue Archive ad. So we went to. I think this is close to Shibuya. I know we went to Shibuya. Just a second, guys. My cat is again. Okay, sorry about that. Uh, so we went to Shibuya and near Ueno, I think. But yeah, we went to this really nice park slash temple, and there was this beautiful butterfly that I took a couple photos of. Uh, there was this. I actually don't know what this is, but it looks really nice. So yeah, we walked around the city quite a bit. This day, August 26th, was probably the day I spent the most time walking in Tokyo. Most of the other day that I spent in Tokyo was I was mostly moving by train, but this day we moved a lot by foot. So oh yeah, this is like 99% sure this is Shibuya or around Shibuya. So oh yeah, there was this Lawson convenience store that was Dragon Quest themed, which I found to be very cool. And then more walking around Japan. This was in an arcade. I don't even know who this girl is, so I don't know why I took photos of her. Uh, this Ryza figurine, I took a photo of that for a couple of my friends on Discord who are a huge fan of specifically the Atelier Ryza trilogy. So again, took more photos. The famous 109 building, and then we went to Shibuya Sky. We had actually booked our ticket the day before, so this was in the elevator, and I think this was oh yeah, this was not on the top, but this was the escalator that led us to the top. The view was amazing, but honestly, I think Shibuya Sky is kind of a ripoff. It was 2,500 yen, so in Canadian dollar, that's like $22. Um, I mean, yeah, the view is amazing, but I think it would have been better if it wasn't just like mostly only city. Like it's there's a lot of gray. But I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think we could see Mount Fuji. Oh no, we couldn't. The sky has to be like super clear, but the view of the city was like awesome. There were some kind of flower exposition in Shibuya Sky, so my brother took a couple photos of me, and then we take a few more photos. We went to a couple places that sold figurines, so I took this Hatsune Miku figurine photo for a friend who is a huge fan of her. Same for this ad. And this was just to trigger a friend who really ate the series, and especially ate Ruka from Rent a Girlfriend. So we walked some more. We went to Akihabara. I went to Akihabara like 3 times, I think. This was the second time. The third time was much later. And I went to Trader and bought this game. Uh, this was officially my first piece of uh, Is the Order Rabbit merch, and uh, I think, yeah, no, this is my new game. My Oh, there it is. I still have the trader sticker on it. Guarantee only in Japan, because they know people would buy games from there and then move back to where they live. All right, and oh yeah, so I just took a couple photos of the box to show my friends, and then we walked around um, during the night, and that's it for chapter 3. So now, um, August 27th, we were supposed to go to Kyoto. We were the morning of yeah, that's the reason. There's a reason why chapter 4 is called an extra day in Tokyo. We were supposed to leave early in the morning to Kyoto, but when we tried to book Shinkansen tickets, uh, the train were cancelled because there were a threat of typhoon. So we ended up getting a night bus ticket instead. And immediately after we bought the night bus ticket, the Shinkansen were running again, which sucked. So we ended up spending an extra day in Tokyo. So this was the park near OG Station. It was a park that was next to the hotel we stayed at, which I think this is the only time I went there. But we took the opportunity of the extra day to go to the Tokyo, what was this one? Tokyo National Museum. So it's not like we wasted the day. We actually ended up doing something we had not planned to do that was really fun. So I remember there were a lot of stuff inside that said no photo. So I didn't take a whole lot of photo, but the park in front of the museum was pretty cool. So that was the entrance. So yeah, I took a couple of photos, but there's a lot more than to show than what you can see on these photos. This was actually one of the thing I was not supposed to take a photo of, so I really should delete this because I'm not going back to the document I just showed, but basically what happened is that I took many photos of that document, like one like I took a photo, then went to the other station, took another photo, and then at the end of the document, I saw that there were I saw the no photo thing and deleted all the photos except this one. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff about the history of Japan, which was interesting for me, but I think it was even more interesting for my brother. My brother is more into cultural stuff than I am. I mean, I am into more otaku stuff, but I am into cultural stuff, just not as much as my brother. So yeah, there were swords. The swords were pretty cool though. The weapons were awesome. The helmet were cool as well. The armor were awesome. This is an idea of my brother. He said you should take a photo between these two armor, and I tried to take the same position as the one right here. But yeah, because I'm a fat ass, it doesn't look really good. uh, yeah, I don't remember. Oh, I forgot to censor my brother's face on this photo. I forgot about the reflection. Um, so yeah, traditional clothes. Those would look awesome. I would like. It would be cool if these kind of clothes were still common today. So more clothes, uh, more more armor, more weapons. Oh wow, it took more photos than I thought. Oh, some dolls. The dolls were really nice. And then, whoops, the music stopped. Oh, okay, I see why the music stopped. I'm gonna start it again, and then probably gonna switch music after this chapter. So yeah, took a couple photos of the park in front. Then we went back into town. I saw these Bocce the Rock themed shoes, so I took them and sent them to a um, friend who is a huge fan of that series, and he actually said that he almost wanted to send me money so I can buy him a pair of these. Oh yeah, I went to the Pokemon store. Since we were stuck in Tokyo anyway. This was in the afternoon, late afternoon, so we still had a couple hours before we had to take the bus. So we went to the Pokemon store. I didn't buy anything at the Pikachu Suite thing, but it was pretty cool. Oh, and in the same building as the Pokemon store, there was like other anime stuff. As you can see, there was this One Piece. I don't even know why I took this photo because I absolutely have I don't care at all about uh, One Piece, so I really don't I have no idea why I took this photo. I think it was to send to my brother. Maybe not the ones with myself on it, but the Monkey D. Luffy statue here and this store. I think my brother wanted me to send him that so he can send the photo to one of his friends who is a fan of One Piece. I took a photo of my leader. This is my leader in Pokemon Go, but I took a photo of the other two leaders, obviously. And the professor, who I forgot the name, I think it's Professor Willow, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, I asked my brother to take a photo of me and my leader. And yeah, this was in the Pokemon Go lab. This is a statue of Rowlet, aka the coolest starter ever, especially its final form. And this was in an electronic store. So again, took this photo because of an anime girl ad for I don't even remember what. I think it was for an anime because we can see like a release date here. And the whatever this was gonna release 10 days after I left Japan. This was in Animate, I believe. Yeah, I took a couple photos of manga that I liked. Late Back End Volume 16 was just about to release, or maybe it just released. No, it had released a while ago it had released, I think, in Japan, but in Canada we were about to get Volume 15, I think. And yes, this was in Animate. So as you can see, you can probably see that it was starting to get dark. So I went to this restaurant and I took a photo of the Wi-Fi password. I don't even know exactly where the restaurant is, but I know it was less than 10-minute walk from where we took the bus. And my last photo is me on the bus, on the night bus. Um, and you can see my brother's shoulder right here. Okay, so next chapter is arrival in Kyoto. Finally, a day later than we had planned. So once again, let me pull out the photos. And I said I would change the music after this chapter, but I guess I'm gonna do one more chapter. So, uh, oh, I accidentally turned off the. Okay, so this was technically still on August 27th, but it was like way past 11 p.m., so I thought I'd include this in August 28th instead. This was at a road stop. The bus from Tokyo to Kyoto. I made 3 or 4 road stop, and I got out of the bus each time because I wanted to take some like breath of fresh air. I think I slept 1 hour during the entire trip. This was another road stop, or maybe yeah, it was another road stop, and another road stop, and then after this road stop, something that I found really cool is that there was a delay. There was a detour. The bus had to take a detour that would make the trip like an hour longer or something like that because of work on the road. And the driver made an announcement, like on his mic thing, like so that everyone could hear it. And then he went to everyone he knew were not Japanese and used like Google Translate to show us what he said in English, which was really awesome customer service. He didn't have to do that, but he did, and this shows me how much uh, Japanese care about customer service. Anyway, this was in uh, Nagoya. This was in Nagoya. The bus passed through Nagoya. So this was the only pic of Nagoya that I have. And then we arrived in Kyoto. And because I didn't sleep at all, well, I slept 1 hour and my brother slept like crap. We arrived at around, I think, 7 or 8 in the morning in Kyoto. And because we already had a like hotel booked, I warned them that we would be missing the first night, so not to cancel our reservation. We actually went to sleep and slept for most of the morning. So this was our room. Technically 2 beds, but they were stuck together. The room itself was really small, but still really comfortable. You cannot see it, but right on the table here where we put our bags, there were actually like 2 benches, so we could actually bring food and eat there like normal person on a table, not having to like eat on the bed or something like that. This was my room. This was our room. This was the view of our room, which was pretty cool. It was a lot nicer than I expected. And this is the river that was close to our hotel. I don't remember the name or the location of our hotel, but I can show you the river on the map. So let's move to Kyoto. Uh, so yeah, basically it's this river here, the Kamo River. So our hotel was close to the Kamo River. So back to the photos. Again, anime ads, this time Hololive. Well, anime style ad, actually. Hololive is a VTuber group. Uh, so on the first day we spent in Kyoto, we went to a temple. So we took a train for a couple minutes, and we were greeted by this pretty cool looking gate. And even close to the temple, there were still Hatsune Miku stuff. So again, I showed that, took photo of that to show to my friend. And then this was the temple we visited. I think I know which one it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's check on. Let's go back on Google Map. I think it was this one, the Kiyomizu-dera. If I put my little character here, I'm gonna confirm if it's the one. Is this it? Oh yeah, pretty sure it is. If it's not, then sorry about that. Anyway, I don't think it was after all, but yeah. Something that oh yeah, I think there's a way to know if it was the right place. Because after we went through that area, there were like 1,000 of these gates. Like there were a lot of them. So if I go back to Google Maps, oh, okay, no, actually, spoiler alert, this is another temple we visited later. Uh, Let me check. I'm gonna check on uh, Kyoto. Also, it was the Fushimi Inari Taisha. Fu- Oh, I was in the right direction, but not the exactly the right area. But yeah, this was the. And we see, yeah, these. We passed through these gates. So let's go back to the photos for now. So my brother took a lot of photos of me, and then again more photos. Those gates, like it felt like we were traversing a tunnel, which was pretty awesome. And then there was this shrine, more gates. I think this was the top or near the top. Oh, the bamboo were pretty cool. Yeah, this was at the top, I think. It's been a while since I've been there. There is a cemetery. There's a cat. There was a cat in the temple, which was really cute. More shrine, more cemetery. Oh, my brother, but I didn't censor his face, but he's too far for you to see anyway. More gates. Oh, this was at the top. Sorry, now this was at the top. And it was funny to see a uh, vending machine at the top of a temple. So this was on our way down. Whoops. Oh, this was a photo I accidentally took with my phone in my pocket. Forgot to remove that one. This was the view we had near the top of the temple. Took a selfie. My brother took a photo. Took more photos. And again, view of the city. And this was again on our way down. And this is when we left the temple and went back to the train station. This is the river next to our, well, close to our hotel. We walked around the town, and then we went to eat supper or dinner, whatever you call, and we walked around town again during the night. So the photos are definitely not as good quality. Sorry about that. Oh, never mind. I think I said we ate a dinner, but I think this was a place we ate dinner. I think I'm not 100% sure. I know at one point during our stay in Kyoto we ate at a restaurant that was sitting next to the river. And small temple, um, buildings. My brother is right here, and we actually went to into that area. Again, sorry for the bad photos. Those were cool lamp thing. Enemy ads again. Bad quality photo. More temple. Sorry, I'm really bad with temple. And this was the last photo I took. It was an ad of Sound Euphonium, um, which there was a lot of Sound Euphonium ads on in Kyoto, and you will see that the next chapter will actually have more Sound Euphonium related stuff because chapter 6 is us exploring Kyoto a bit more. So, for the sixth time, let me pull out the photos. also don't know why I took this picture of vending machine because it actually had nothing special in it. My brother took a photo of that, and no, I took a photo of that, but this was something that my brother bought because Strong Zero was related to. Well, I know it's a popular beer in Japan, but it was also related to an anime that I watched earlier that year. This was another temple that we visited. This was a ticket. Actually, I think I can show you the ticket. I think I have it closed in my stuff. Let me just check. Yep, I still have it. I even have my brother's ticket for some reason. So there, I still have it. It's pretty cool. It's just a piece of paper and like thing printed. And once we bought this, we had to show it to like the gate, the temple's gate entrance, whatever. And this was the area, which was really beautiful. One of the few places we've been in Kyoto, this was probably not the coolest because the coolest thing was definitely the Thousand Gates. But this area in Kyoto was probably the most beautiful we've visited. Oh, we can see my brother here again. I forgot to censor his face, but at least we only see him from the side. Oh, this was a bell, or like I like you pull that rope, and then there's a kind of bell sound. I You had a right to ring it. Obviously, if I had a car, I would probably have bought this one or this one, but all of them were pretty cool looking, more license plate thing. And on the 29th, we went to Nintendo Kyoto. Now, not Nintendo headquarters, but like the Nintendo store. And this was like a tunnel on the. I don't know if it was underground. I think it was underground. Like it was pretty long tunnel with all Super Mario stuff. This was the entrance to the Nintendo store. An ad for Splatoon, and this was at the store. A lot of Nintendo themed stuff. We went to another anime store, and yeah, we went to this place. I don't remember where it was, but it was pretty cool. And there was another Pokemon store in Kyoto. This is where I bought some of my Pokemon stuff that I have on me, but I lost some of them during my travel, sadly. We went to Trader again. No, Mandarake, sorry. And I bought some PS Vita games because I'm a PS Vita collector. And I actually have these two. I have them digitally on PS Vita, and I think. Oh no, I could have sworn I had also Atelier Shally, but I think I bought it later because I'm pretty sure I bought the entire trilogy. I never even played them, and then I bought some figurines of two characters that I like. Aimee especially, but I'm not a huge fan of her anime design, but I really like her um, like manga design, and Bocce the Rock is just cute. She's always cute. So we went to the Kyoto Tower Sendo, and this was the ticket. I still have the ticket, I think, and there seemed to have been a collab between the Kyoto Tower and Sound Euphonium because there were quite a few um, ads and stuff from that series. But the view was really nice, and I was somehow able to take some really nice looking photo. This was probably my nicest looking photo from the tower. Oh no, never mind. This one is even better. So other than the view is nice, I don't have a lot to say, so that's why I'm just scrolling through the photos. So yeah, as you can see, more ads for the series. The actual screenshot from the anime. Ads for the third season. Because the third season was just about to air or just finished airing. I'm not a huge fan of that series, but these cutout things were cute and I really wanted them, but obviously I couldn't even buy them even if I wanted to. So more screenshot, more ads, more screenshot. And this is near the entrance. So I took a photo of that because it looked cool. And more ads. This was there were even train themed after this series, but I didn't get to see one in real life. Anyway, that's it for August 29. So I'm gonna take a short break, and I will start next chapter after that. So there's gonna be like some kind of cut. Sorry about that. I don't know how to edit. So, I guess next chapter is chapter 7, going to Nara and Osaka on August 30. Um, I remember not taking that many photos of that day. Let me just pull the photos. Oh yeah, I took a decent amount, I guess. So this was the morning that we left Kyoto. We went to a pretty nice and chill restaurant to eat breakfast. The day before, we actually went to McDonald's to eat breakfast. So yeah, we actually ate. I think I ate at McDonald's a total of like 5 or 6 times. But 6 times includes the like 1 or 2 times I actually went there, uh, not to eat lunch, but like to either eat a snack or just a drink. But this was what I ate. Was I guess nothing special. It was just a like a croissant with some chocolate and banana, but it was really, really, really delicious. And then I took this photo because obviously Anime Girl had. And then we walked to this area, which was another cool looking temple with a huge cemetery. This was the biggest cemetery I've ever seen. Even in anime, I haven't seen such a big cemetery. Oops, I forgot to censor my brother here. Sorry about that. So yeah, this this temple was another really nice looking one. The area was big, like probably not as big as the one with the Torii gates, but it was still really nice, and we had a nice view of Kyoto. As you can see, it was just outside downtown. And my brother took a couple of photos of me. Then we took a couple of photos of the temple, of the area around this little tower thingy. More photo of the city. Those were, I don't know what those statues were meant to represent, but they were pretty cool. This was like a little town that was just outside the temple we just had left, and this was my first and so far only shaved ice. I Before I took this one, I had no idea what was the like why this thing was so popular, because it felt like just, well, shaved ice with some kind of syrup on it, but it ended up being delicious because the syrup actually slowly slipped inside the ice, and it actually makes it like the white part here actually becomes reddish pink later. So in the end, it never felt like I was eating ice. So this was the again the little town area. Uh, there was a rickshaw, but I don't think it didn't look like they actually did any services with this thing, or at least not at the time. I took this photo. This photo that was at a cafe that my brother stopped at because my shaved ice was I think strawberry or cherry flavor, but my brother took some Macta, I think Macta ice cream. So we walked around more into the town. I love this vending machine because it's like it's a modern vending machine, but it looked traditional. Uh, it blended well with the uh, like the area. So we walked some more. That cool looking tower was everywhere. We could see it from everywhere in that area. And I love this. I took this photo because I love the idea that it was a place where you could buy cigarettes, I think. And there were like no under 20, but then there's a small ad for Bocce the Rock right underneath, which was funny. This was me in the area, and then we went to Nara. I forgot to mention though. Something I forgot to mention about the day before. I think it was the 28th when we were walking during the night. I remember something funny. I forgot to mention about that. So I'm going back to chapter 5 or 6 for just a little bit, but we encountered a guided group. Like there were a group and a guide, and the guide said uh, that this was the area where they were and where we were was an area with geishas, but the guided the guide said we probably wouldn't be seeing any geishas. And literally 2 minutes after he said that, we were no longer with the group because we were not part of the group to begin with. And we saw, like 2 or 3 minutes later, we saw a geisha. And within the next 30 minutes, we saw like 2 or 3 more geishas. So obviously, I didn't take photos of them, uh, like show them proper respect. But we did see geisha when we were indirectly warned that we wouldn't be seeing any. Anyway, so we took the train to Kyoto from Kyoto to Nara, which took about 45 minutes, I think. So obviously, uh, this is what I ate. This was a beef bowl, I think, with some soup. The soup wasn't that great, but the beef bowl was delicious. And obviously, if you go to Nara, you have to go to the park where there are a lot of deers. So I didn't take too many photos of the deers because, I mean, in the end, it's still just deers. Uh, but it was funny to see how they didn't seem to care how many humans there were. And fun fact, one of the deer actually bit my ass. The I ran out of deer cracker. You could see I took a photo of me holding deer crackers. I ran out of them, but one of them thought I had some in my pocket, on my back pocket, and bit my ass, trying to get the non-existent cracker. Then we took another train from Nara to Kyoto, to Osaka, sorry. And upon arrival on Osaka, I didn't take any photos. As you can see, this was straight to the hotel room. And I took this picture of a magazine I saw. I have to know that I went to Japan about a month to a month and a half after Donald Trump was shot on the ear. So, um, disclaimer: I don't condone anyone shooting anyone, but this specific picture was pretty funny, so I had to take a photo of this magazine. And that's already it, actually, for August 3rd, 30. So next is August 31st, Chapter 8, Osaka Castle and Bar and Count. Um, I will talk about Bar and Count a bit later because it's during the night. But anyway, so as usual, let me pick up the photos. So we're about at the halfway point now, this trip. Actually, no, we were still, well, not quite halfway point, but anyway. So on the morning of the 31st, we walked around Osaka, and there was this cool looking tower in this like commercial area. There's some gacha machine. We took a train. I don't know if it was a train or a bus at near Morinomiya Station, and we went to Osaka Castle in the like late morning. Again, anime ads. The castle itself was pretty impressive. From the outside, at least. The inside was not as impressive, but it was still like good historical info inside of it, so it was still worth it. So there was this kind of stamp thing. It was free, but I actually lost it before we even left Osaka Castle, which was a shame. So this is the only souvenir I have of this stamp thing. So um, more Osaka Castle info. Oh, so yeah, at the top of Osaka Castle, there were four of these posters, signs thingy, where it shows you everything you could see from each of the four main directions. And obviously, I took a photo of myself. I think West has the nicest view. Yeah, West has the nicest view. North has an okay view. But yeah, all four sides have nice view. And this was while we were leaving the castle. Oh, I know why I took this photo. It's because of the name Laura, but like not even Laura Day Romance, just Laura. And I'm gonna have to I'm I'm gonna have to talk about why I took why the name Laura is important. You'll I'm gonna talk about it someday. So during the night on the 31st, again we actually wanted to go drink. I'm not a like really drinker, but I can take a small cocktail sometimes. So we walked around the city, but before we went to drink, actually we went to our separate ways to eat dinner. So I went to Sakuya and ate this fucking delicious curry. The sausage, I don't even know why I took this one. The sausage was good too, but the curry was fucking amazing. This was a like normal curry with some beef on pork, I think, and this cost me like a little under. Well, not counting the sausage, it cost me a little under 1,000 yen. And after that, for 3 days, consecutive days, I went back to Sukiya and took a large one instead of medium one. I loved this curry so bad. So we went to don't remember the name of this area, but it's a pretty famous area. Because of this guy. This guy. This is one of the most famous. Like anytime I see people talk about Osaka, there's always this guy on the video or the photos. So we walked some more in town. We went to this place that had opened one day before we went there. Oh yeah, this was the bar Count. So we can. This isn't the bar, but the bar is actually really well hidden. It's like in something that looked like an old apartment building. But the bar itself was amazing. If you like video game, you really need to get to bar Count. There's a lot of video games. Yeah. As you can see, it looks like it's in an apartment building. also ads for this series. I forgot the name. Um, Certain Scientific Railgun, I think. But yeah, I think I can pull out the exact area of bar and count on Google Map. Uh, yeah. So it's in this area in the Mitara Hall. It's within the Mitara Hall in Osaka. So really worth it. Again, we actually went there twice. We went there on the day after, but it was really good. So it's already the end for this chapter. So chapter 9, A Quiet Day in Osaka. This was one. September 1st was one of the day where we didn't do much. So this chapter is going to be super short. We went through, we walked around Osaka, visited this little temple. There were a lot of people when you consider the small size of the temple. And then we went shopping. And by shopping, I mean, I think I bought like one figurine. Yeah, I bought this figurine and that's it. And this was for a friend who is a fan of this of Lum, this character Lum. I'm not a fan of her personally. Oh no, never mind. I bought a lot of figurines that day. Yeah, I bought all of these. 3 shy character, 1 Fly Me to the Moon character, 2 is the Order Rabbit, and the Golf Hatsune Miku one. And this is my second time going to Sukiya. So yeah, this chapter is really short. It's actually already done. So September 2nd, chapter 10, Return to Tokyo by Shinkansen. I think September 2, yeah, September 2 there's a few more photos, but not much. Yeah. Oh, there. This was like an ad near the Shinkansen, and you can see like the baggage rules and stuff like that. So this was the Shinkansen I was in. My brother was actually in another car. We couldn't get tickets that were next to each other, so we spent the next 2 hours separate. I was playing some games, and then I took some photos. I managed to take some pretty impressive photos when we consider that we were going over 200 kilometers per hour. But it was too cloudy to see Mount Fuji, unfortunately. And this was the train station we left the Shinkansen at. An Hatsune Miku had on a vending machine. We went back to Tokyo Guest House, but for this time, for this second stay, we actually had a like more traditional ryokan style room, which looked awesome. And the reason why we took this room instead of a like shared hostel type room is because when we went back to Tokyo, we actually only stayed one night. So this was the bathroom that we ended up not using because the reason why we didn't use this bathroom is actually we both took a shower the morning before we left Osaka. So yeah. This was an accidental photo. I don't even know. Like, yeah, this was an accidental photo. For a second, then I thought it could have been because of the bag, but I don't even remember why I took this photo. So it was 100% accidental. I probably was looking at something else and then accidentally clicked. Because we went to Shibuya. Well, we went to Shibuya during the night. for some reason there were a lot more people at that time than when we went a couple days earlier during the day. It was really impressive. And then we went to Nintendo Tokyo. There was Pokemon stuff, obviously. And this was the Sukiya I went for the third time. It was another Sukiya, though it wasn't the same. And the McDonald's you see here is the McDonald's that I went the most often, I think. Because these Sukiya in this McDonald's are next to OG Station, so next to the hotel we were at. So next, chapter 11, ride to Odawara, drive to Izu Peninsula on September 3rd. Yeah, so on September 3rd, we started with this ad that I don't even know where it was from. And then some other ads for I don't even know what, actually. Given the photos on the bottom, I think it was an ad to join this team, probably train related, I guess. And then we took a train from Tokyo to Odawara, which took about 2 hours, I think. No, it was like 1 hour and 40 minutes, because it was not a Shinkansen. I didn't take many photos, you can see. We're already in Odawara. And this is where we rented a car. My brother actually rented a car at this place. I cannot find this specific Oryx office in Google Map anymore. I used to be able to, but it doesn't. It looks like this specific Oryx office has closed for some reason. But there is, there are at least one other office still in Odawara. The reason why we went to Odawara and not Tokyo is because we checked, and because of all the toll gate, it was actually cheaper to just take a 2 hours ride to Odawara and rent a car from there. So we rode through next to the Izu Peninsula. Well, not next to, but in the Izu Peninsula. Let me just show quickly on Google Map. God, my computer is... Google Maps specifically is really slow. So, Odawara. So we took the car here, and our first main stop was right here in the city of, the town of Atami. So, let me just go back. Okay, so there were a bunch of tunnels. The view was really nice. It felt a lot more tropical than what I'm used to. I've never actually, at that point, before I went to Japan, the southernmost point I've ever been to in the world was probably Boston, which is still quite up north. But yeah, we spent a lot of time near the ocean, and this was in Atami. We went to the Atami Sun Beach, and this was my first time next to a palm tree, and actually first and so far only time. The sky wasn't really nice, but the beach was nice. As you can see, there's quite a few people, but no one was there to swim because the weather was a little too bad. But at the same time, it meant that it was one of the cooler days we spent in Japan. So it was quite refreshing, to be honest. We stayed... I took this photo of this car because of all the Pokemon stuff that there was. And we stayed in Atami about an hour. It was, at that point, it was early afternoon, so initially we said, let's go eat at like McDonald's or like a cheap restaurant, and then we'll just um, move on. But we decided to just go to 7-Eleven, grab some snacks, and like drive, eat while we drive. So this was our second stop, the Kadowaki Cape Lighthouse Suspension Bridge. Um, I don't know if it was one of the places that the Laid Back End cast visited, but I know they visited a lot of those geo parks. So again, the view was amazing. Probably nothing special if you visited a lot of these kind of places. I mean, it's not because it's Japan that it's automatically more impressive. I have seen more impressive places in Canada, but this was still definitely really nice to see. I actually never saw. This day, the day we went to Atami, was the first time I've actually seen the ocean. I've seen many lakes, many river, but I had never seen the ocean. Went to, even when I went to Japan by plane, I didn't get to see the ocean very much. So there was this monument thing, more photos over there. Then this is the suspension bridge. As you can see it was raining at that point. So we didn't stay there super long because of the rain, but it was still worth the visit. The suspension bridge from elsewhere. So yeah, after that, um, I realized that we were close to Mount Omuro, and my brother was like, "If we're close, do you want to go see it?" I was like, "You don't mind?" He said, "No, I don't mind. I don't mind doing a detour." We actually had nothing planned for that day in the evening. We were just going to our final destination of Shimoda, and then we were just going to spend the night there. So I said, "Sure, if you don't mind, I would like very much to go there." The problem, though, it was foggy as hell, as you can see. I bought some ticket. I still have that ticket. It's actually stuck on my fridge. Um, but fun fact, you can see that I bought the ticket at uh, basically 4:45 p.m. Uh, the ticket booth actually closed at 5 p.m. So we were basically the last guest of that day. So we climbed up, uh, took a step. You can see the like behind me; it's completely gray. We couldn't even see the crater. Like behind me is the crater. Near the end, though, near the end of our short trip at Mount Omuro, the fog was very slowly, like getting away. So we ended up seeing some stuff close by. Like there were those awesome statues. Near the end, we were able to see a little bit of the crater. Yeah, we could see the crater a little bit, but beside that, as soon as we were looking outward, yeah, normally you're supposed to see some mountains over there. This was a laid back camp team photo that my brother took for me. And then we went down. We continued our way. As you can see, the weather had cleared up. There were a lot of cars, considering we were not like in super populated area. And we were in the Izu Peninsula, the Shizuoka prefecture. This was near our final stop. We can see Shimoda around here. Yeah, Shimoda is around here, so we were close to our final destination for the day. But we still took a few stops, took a few photos, and I went for fourth time in a row to Sukiya, but this was not planned actually. We actually wanted to try a local restaurant, but every local restaurant were closed because of the typhoon that I mentioned a couple earlier. There was a huge typhoon. I think the typhoon actually swept a good chunk of Western Japan, and it actually uh, threatened the Shimoda area. So there wasn't like a couple days before we arrived there was actually an evacuation order from what I heard. Um, but the evacuation order had lifted, but so like big chains like Sukiya were back in business, but small restaurants were not. So we were forced to go to Sukiya, even though even I didn't want to go there. This was a ryokan that we slept. The ryokan that we slept at. I love how it says checkout 10 a.m. on the mirror. Um, this was also I took my first. It wasn't like a natural hot spring, but this was my first out of two hot spring bath that I took. It was in this area. I can show you on the map, on Google Map, where exactly this hotel was at. Shimoda, because it was right outside downtown. So you can see downtown is here, right here, and the hotel we stayed at was Ryokan Ogawa, right here. The only problem is that there's no parking. You actually have to park like a couple building over. So since we only stayed there one night, we just brought like one backpack each for our change of clothes. But if you're staying there for a long time and have a lot of luggage, it can be a pain. Anyway, so this was the last photo I took in on September 3rd. So we're now in chapter 12. We're almost done. We're only four days left. Five technically with this one. Days in Shizuoka, evening in Yamanashi. This is where this is probably the day we spend the most time driving in the car. So again, let me get the photos. Okay. So this was close to our hotel. I don't remember where, but it was close by. We went to the Ryugu Sea Cave and the Ryugu Sea Cave, and what's the name of the beach again? It was about, I think, half an hour away. Toji Beach, Toji Beach, and Ryugu Sea Cave. So Toji Beach right here and Ryugu Sea Cave right here. Fun fact: Toji Beach is, as of when I'm recording this, the furthest south I've ever been in my life so far on Earth. So these two places were next to each other. So we went to the Sea Cave first. And I took this, I asked my brother to take this photo because it was a laid-back camp photo opportunity. And the cave was pretty awesome. This was also one of the first cave. It was the first cave I've ever been in. I don't know why, but some people seem to like building these kind of like small stone towers. So after the cave, we went to the beach. This is my brother heading toward the ocean. There were only, beside us, there were, at first we were the only one at the beach because this was actually in the morning. We went to the beach in the morning. We didn't go there like in the afternoon. We went there in the morning. So There were almost no people. When we left, there were like 2 people, I think, with us. And after we left the beach, we went to this small restaurant, which um, we didn't like. We didn't like it very much. The food was expensive and the service was slow. Um, the lady who served us was really a really nice lady, but we ended up not getting. We ended up not liking this restaurant very much. It's a Japanese restaurant, but there were basically no Japanese menu in it. Like I took a bolognese spaghetti, and I think my brother took a sandwich or something like that. But the area around the restaurant was really nice. Can I check on Google Map again? Where was this area specifically? I don't remember where it was. I think it may have been here. Oh yeah, yeah, pretty sure it is. Like, maybe not this exact same place, but yeah, it was the same area. It was in this area. Anyway, back to the photos. So the water was clear as hell as well. It was really nice. And this was the first person we saw swimming in the ocean that day. It was now about noon. Oh, I forgot to mention that when I went to Toji Beach, that was my first time ever swimming in the ocean because I ended up swimming in the ocean. So we left the Shimoda area and we visited this park, but I don't remember the name or the area, so I really cannot say. All I can say is that there were a couple. There were like I think 7 waterfalls, and each waterfall had its own god. And the waterfall were small, but for the most part, but looked awesome. As you can see, the view were pretty cool. I think I took this photo because there was a lizard, but I cannot see the lizard. Oh, now there's a lizard. I took this Sakura Mochi ice cream, and this is by far the best ice cream I've ever had. I'm definitely going to try to find a store that sells Japanese snacks in my area and try to see if they have Sakura Mochi flavored ice cream. Otherwise, I'm going to try to find a recipe somewhere to make my own. So more photos of the park. And then we went towards Yamanashi, but it was not the last stop. We made one last stop before we left Yamanashi, to Yamanashi. I mean, outside of convenience stores. We went to this beach. I'm gonna have to check Google Map. I know the beach was pretty sure was around here. Was it here? I think it was here, Osei Beach. Oh yeah, it was Osei Beach. Strangely enough, even though you can see here that it's clearly a resort kind of area, the only people that were with us in the beach were like a father and his daughter, and like one guy doing some scuba diving. So I was surprised, and this was in the afternoon, the early afternoon. So I was surprised that there were so few people. I say early, but it was maybe 2 p.m. or something like that. So again, we left and we started to head towards the Yamanashi Prefecture. This is Lake Motozu. This was the moment that my brother said that he was interested in getting to Lake Motozu. I was so happy because any laid back camp fan wants to go to Lake Motozu once in their life. I even this is one of some of the from there you're gonna see a lot of photos that I actually showed in my laid back camp, my story with episode. But yeah, we actually slept there, the same place where Rin Shima checked in for our first camping trip in laid back camp episode slash chapter 1. And inside the building there was a boutique, and like over 30% of the stuff that you could buy was laid back camp themed. And obviously there were laid back camp ads for all 3 seasons actually. Like right here, that's an ad for season 2, but you can see here that's an ad for. I think this was a movie and then an ad for the season 1 or whatever. I don't remember which one is which. I actually used to have a bookmark that I made myself using this specific Nadeshiko picture, but I lost it. Well, I actually had to throw it away. This was the view from our room. We had an amazing view of Mount Fuji, which was awesome. The room cost us, I think, with taxes and all, I think it was 13,000 yen, so $120 in Canadian dollars. So it was not too bad. This is some of the stuff that I bought at the boutique. I bought the passport. Only managed to get 2 of the stamps though, sadly. But I had the Lake Motozu one at least. This is the entrance to the camping area, and I took a couple photos of Lake Motozu and Mount Fuji, including a selfie. And I asked my brother to. There wasn't any moon yet, but I still wanted to take a photo of that mimicked when Nadeshiko looked at the moonlight over Mount Fuji. And more laid back camp ads, another view of our room, more laid back camp stuff in the hotel, and our hotel room came with laid back camp themed cookies. They were pretty good. My brother took the curry one, and I had the Rin Shima one. And this ends uh, this chapter. So next chapter, chapter 13, Sunrise on Lake Motozu, laid back visit in Minobu, and climbing Mount Fuji, part 1. So once again, I have to go get the photos. So we'll begin with a lot of a lot of Mount Fuji and Lake Motozu photo with the sun rising. So I'm just gonna scroll through them, but as you can see, the view was gorgeous. I woke up before 5 in the morning, and I went to the beach side the campsite, and even at like 5:20, there were already over a dozen people woken up waiting to see the sunrise. And by the time the sun rose, there were like 40 or 50 people looking at the sunrise. It was amazing. And you can see that people, like, some people really camp next to the water. It was pretty cool. So you can see here the sun slowly rising. Yeah, you can see the sun here, it's rising. Those photos are pretty awesome. I took a video. You can see, if you check my shorts, I think I uploaded a short of the sun rising on Mount Fuji, on Lake Motozu. So I took a selfie, more photos of Lake Motozu, the campsite area where Rin slept at. And then I took, I bought my very own cup noodle curries flavor, which I actually liked a lot. I'm going to try to import some of them. It says they even made the 1500 yen joke, but it was actually like just under 300 yen. And I took the same photo of me sleeping on the bathroom bench like Nadeshiko did in Laid Back Camp. My brother took a couple photos, and there was actually a line of people waiting to take that photo. There were like 2 or 3 people in front of me wanting to take the same photo. And then we left the campsite. The infamous tunnel that Nadeshiko did not want to go under. And we went to Minabu, the area around Minabu. This is the building that was used as the high school for Laid Back Camp, but it's actually in real life, it's actually a middle school building. Well, it was used as a middle school building, but now it's some kind of community center. So I took a couple photos in the area, like the area around where the girl. This is the street that the girl have to go up to get to the school. There were even like signs that said how to get to Motozu High School, even though it never was a high school. And it was a Laid Back Camp team. As you can see again, Laid Back Camp team. You can see Anna right here. And there were Laid Back Camp vending machine as well. I don't think I bought anything from those machines though. But I did take a selfie. So more, we went to the train station. Yeah, we went to the train station where the girls take their train at to get to and from the school. And we went to Fruit Garden Selva, which is the real place where Aoi works at in the Laid Back Camp series. And again, like Supermarket Zebra, this is the name within the series. So there were a lot of Laid Back Camp theme stuff in this series. There's even ads showing Aoi because she works there, but there were other characters as well. Outdoor Sport Caribou, the place where within Laid Back Camp where the girls go out to buy their camping stuff, and there's even an ad for the live action series, which I have yet to watch. And then we drove away from Minabu, and we went to Lake Yamazaka. We went to Lake Yamazaka because this is where we dropped the car, took a bus, and started our climb up to Mount Fuji. So this was a photo we took before we started. We were at the 5th station before we started climbing, and then we started climbing. At first there were a lot of trees, but as you can see, the trees quickly shrunk as we got up. And yeah, this was one of the stations. We climbed some more. The view was pretty cool. Oops. Whoop. No. Sorry, I really didn't want to show my brother's face, so sorry about that. So yeah, we were above even though we were even that high up, we were at this point, we were like, I think 2,500 meters above sea level. We were already above the clouds, which was awesome. This was the cabin that my brother got us. Uh, I don't remember if we slept in the same cabin. I think we did. And this was our lunch. It was some curry, some hamburger steak, and rice. There were also some broccoli, but since I don't like broccoli, my brother took them and gave me a piece of his. I think he gave me a piece of his burger in exchange. And we took this last photo from our station, and this is how this chapter ends. So next chapter, climbing Mount Fuji part 2 and return to Tokyo again on September 6th. So we went to bed at around 7 p.m. and woke up at about 2:30 a.m. and we started climbing um, at like 3 a.m. We started climbing later than we wanted. We actually wanted to start climbing at like 2:30, but still the view was amazing. Whoops. View was amazing, but the photo were not great. Sorry about that. But when the sun started to rise, the view started to be even better. Sunrise. I took a photo. I took. If you look at my shorts, I made a short where you can see the sun rising over Mount Fuji, which was amazing. This was one of the last station we had to go through before we got um, at the top. Strangely enough, even though this is almost at the top, this was only like 350 meters away from the top. There were actually people sleeping there. But then we moved on. Oh, never mind. There was another station that we could sleep at. And finally, after about 5 or 6 hours of climbing, we finally got at the top of Mount Fuji. This is one of my proudest moments. As someone who is overweight and not very like don't do a lot of sports, this was one of my proudest moments. I actually had this photo as my Facebook uh, profile pic for over a year because of that. Uh, I took photo of the crater, um, selfie the crater. We asked some tourists to take a photo of us next to the crater. Oh, sorry. I don't know why these photos sometimes flips. But yeah, we sent that selfie to my mother to show that we got at the top of Mount Fuji. And then it was time to get down. Going down the Subarashi Trail was a nightmare, though. Going up was hard but fun, but going down was hard but not fun. Because we had to take like a separate trail for climbing down. It was sand all the time, so it was really not fun going down. So I didn't take a lot of photo. We did meet a Malaysian guy, who was really nice. Anyway, from there, we took the bus back to Lake Yamanaka. We took the car back to Odawara, and then we were already in the train from Odawara to Tokyo. And whoops, I did not mean to. I was supposed to have censored that one. I don't know why. But yeah, my brother slept on the train, and then I got some pretty bad sunburns because of my trip to Yamanashi, and I don't even remember why I had some bandages on my fingers. I don't remember hurting myself. Anyway, took some selfie. I spent the when we went back to Tokyo. My brother was tired because I don't have a driver license, so my brother was the one driving. So I spent most of the afternoon, the late afternoon, by myself. So I didn't take any photo because of that. But basically, I went back to Shibuya, went to Nintendo Tokyo, and bought a Switch game. I think it was Metroid. No, it was Pokemon Legend Arceus, because I actually had the game since day one, but lost my copy and saw that it was cheaper in Japan, so I got it. So the next two chapters are going to be much shorter, because September 7 was the like second to last full day I spent in Japan. So I don't think I took a lot of photos that day. Let me pull up the folder. Yeah, there's gonna be like 10 or 11 photos, and two of them were me playing Pokemon Legend Arceus because I was talking about the game to my friend who is also a fan of that game, because I found a shiny Golbat, and this photo is someone who apparently died in the middle of a town, which is kind of funny. We went to KFC and there was this anime ad, and we went to Nakano Broadway. Nakano Broadway is a place that my brother wanted to go, but I ended up loving because it's one of the more important places in the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth games. So it was fun exploring a place that I I used to see for the past like 8 years. I was used to see this area um, in um, in the video game, but now I could see it in real life. And again, there were anime ads, a collab with one of my favorite, what used to be one of my favorite rom-com, and more anime ads. And I think that's it. Yeah, I bought these two figurines, um, but yeah, that's it. Uh, Next chapter is final full day in Japan. I think I had more photos than September 7. Yeah, a few more, but it's not gonna be much, to be honest. Because I took this selfie with my brother. This was our final day together. Oh, I don't know why I took this photo again, but this is what I sent to my French friend, the same friend I met on August 25th. Show him that I have a lot of figurines to put in my suitcase. This is a pug figurine that my brother got in a gacha machine. Oh, yeah, I took another photo of this figurine. That's because, as you can see, it's shown as 5,000 yen. I bought mine. It's the exact same, but I bought mine for like 1,900 yen. So this one was more than double what I paid for. This is a photo of Akihabara. This is where I told my French friend, because my brother had left at that point. He had left for Narita, but I still had a full day, so I asked my French friend if he wanted to meet. So we spent the afternoon and part of the evening in Akihabara, and I told him I'm gonna be there at this window. So we went shopping, took some photos of cutout and figurines that I bought or saw. I really wanted that Pokemon Scarlet uh, figurine, but it was a little too expensive for me. Chino and Cocoa. I don't remember who that girl is. This was an ad because the store we were at were hiring people. I really wanted that Reina Aren funk, figurine, but I couldn't afford it. It was a bit steep because I was running low on money that day. I still ended up buying these 4 figurines. And I got this adorable Maya phone strap, and this was when I really started to appreciate Maya more than the other character. But watching the anime, made me appreciate Maya even more. And so basically, when I bought this phone strap was when I started to consider Maya as my favorite character of the series, even though I had not seen it at that point. But when I actually watched the anime, Maya had become my favorite anime character of all times. And I hate a pizza. I went to a restaurant and ate a pizza at my hotel, and this was the last photo that I'm gonna have to show you because I did take some photo on September 9th and 10th, but it's nothing that you wouldn't have seen from Narita or Calgary airport, so not really worth putting them. So, um, to show you quickly, I'm gonna go back to Google Map, but to show you quickly the road, the overall road that we took, at least from the day my brother arrived to the day my brother left. So we arrived in Tokyo one day apart on August 24th and 25th. On August 27, the night of August 27 to 28, we went all the way to Kyoto, and we spent 2 nights there. Then we went to Nara for a couple hours, and then Osaka for 3 days. Then took the Shinkansen back to Tokyo, where we spent 1 day. Then we took a train to Odawara, where we rented a car and stopped at several places, including Atami. And our final stop for our first day with the car was Shimoda. And I'm gonna just start the music over. We're almost done, so I'm not going to change music again. Then after we spent the night in Shimoda, we went to Toji Beach and Ryugu Sea Cave, and then to some other park. I forgot where the place was. And Ose Beach right here. And then we drove to Lake Motozu, where we spent 1 night. Then we went in the Minubu area, and then dropped our car close to Lake Yamanaka. And then we climbed Mount Fuji on the, is this Subarashi Trail? Nope. Well, it was a Subarashi Trail. I don't remember where it was. But it was on like this side of Mount Fuji. And then we drove back to Odawara. Went back to Tokyo, and this is where we spent the rest of our trip. In the end, this trip didn't cost me as much as I thought it would. The plane ticket themselves cost me a little over 1,400 Canadian dollars, so about 11 or 1,200 US dollars. The round trip by train from Narita to Tokyo was 5,000 yen, and the trip from Quebec to Montreal, actually for the way to Montreal, I actually got a free ticket because I had enough point with the bus company, and the return cost me about $50 or $60 with taxes. So all in all, the trip itself, like the traveling part to get to Japan itself, cost me less than $1,600, 1,600 Canadian dollars. And the trip itself, like everything I spent, food, lodging, everything cost me and my brother a total of, well, I personally spent uh, about uh, about four, $3,500 to $4,000. I really didn't spend as much as I thought I would. My brother spent even less. He had some like discount. He had a friend with the airline he used, so he had a discount. The reason why we didn't travel together is because I live in Quebec City and my brother lived all the way in Vancouver. So like we live at the two complete opposite uh, side of the country. We both live in Canada, but completely opposite side. That's why I see my brother maybe once every year at best. I saw my brother. I saw my brother this like 2 months ago, and that was the first time I saw him since our trip to Japan a year and a half before that. So yeah. Anyway, this was my longest video to date in this channel, almost 2 hours. So sorry uh, if it was boring, but I had a lot of fun making this. So I really hope that you enjoyed seeing these photos. Um, Next time I go to Japan, I'm definitely going to make another of these videos. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow for my weekly haul, or later today, depending on when you watch this, because actually it's gonna be today because it's already I just checked, it's 11:55 p.m. right now. So by the time it's up, it's going to be on Saturday. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.